Okay, so now that you've greeted everybody, we got to move these bodies, yes? We're going to move these bodies. What? All right. You ready? You ready? Here we go. 1, 2. I have a mighty big God. A mighty big God. He's always on my side. He's always on my side. A mighty big God. I have a mighty big God. A mighty big God. He's always on my side. He's always on my side. A mighty big God. I have a mighty big God. A mighty big God. He's always on my side. Always on my side. A mighty big God. Every voice in the room say, yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh, one more time. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Mighty big God. Mighty big God. All right, just the drums. I have a mighty big sing a mighty big. Come on, come on, come on, come on. Hey, hey. He's on my side. He's always on my side. A mighty big God. One more time, one more time, one more time. I have a mighty big God. A mighty big God. He's always on my side. He's always on my side. A mighty big God. Mighty big God. A mighty big God. A mighty big God. A mighty big
Yes, we have a mighty big God, always on our side. We're never alone. So in knowing this truth, I affirm and know that there's only one life. That life is God. It's the source of all good, the giver of every perfect gift. This presence expresses in and through everything, in every sunrise, every song, every heartbeat. It is love itself, unfolding perfectly, harmoniously, right here and right now. So I'm blessing this service. I know it's already complete in the mind of God. The songs, the words, our hearts connecting, knowing that's God. And what better place to be right now in a place full of love, knowing the truth of who we are, not running away from it, but totally accepting it, accepting ourselves, accepting this love. So I bless Reverend Dereca as she brings the word today, knowing that God has anointed her with the right and perfect words, knowing that our hearts are open to receive. And I know that we take this love out into the world because there's nothing else that we can do. Simply be and know that God is all there is. And with this, I release my word, knowing that it is done, giving it to the law where all things flow in perfect order. Join me in saying Ashe, Amen, and so it is. Thank you to our East Bay Choir. What an amazing way to start the morning. Your energy, your love is present in the room. My name is Reverend Arlene King. I'm so happy to be here today. I use she and her as my pronouns. And at this time, we will affirm that God is truly all there is. So I invite Myra Sura to join me on the stage. And if you're willing and able, I invite you to stand. This is our Sunday morning affirmation. Many people affirm all through the week, but today we are affirming God is the only power in our lives. And we will do this together in unison. Together. God is the only power in my life. Nothing from without can touch the perfect life of God within me. No past experience has power over me. I am a perfect child of God, and nothing that anyone has ever done or said can interfere with my divine birthright. The power of God is greater than any circumstance in my life. The strength of God is mine to use. Turning away from all feelings of inadequacy, I discover that all that I need is within me right now. And I just want to pause because every now and then one of these stanzas speaks to me. And it says, turning away from all feelings of inadequacy, I discover that all that I need is within me right now. Let's say it together like we mean that. Turning away from all feelings of inadequacy, I discover that all that I need is within me right now. As I forgive the past, I find that I have nothing to atone for and nothing to run away from. Casting off the old me, I discover my true self. I take dominion in my life. Old habits have no power over me. Conditions have no power over me. Personalities have no power over me. I take dominion. I am whole. I am free. I am complete. Now and forevermore. And so it is. Yes. Now we'll hear have it in Spanish.
Buenos días a todos. Y ahora en español. Dios es el único poder en mi vida. Nada de afuera puede tocar la vida perfecta de Dios adentro de mí. Soy un niño perfecto de Dios y nada que cualquiera haya hecho o dicho puede intervenir con mi primogenitura divina. El poder de Dios es más fuerte que cualquier circunstancia en mi vida. La fuerza de Dios es mía para utilizar, olvidando los sentimientos de insuficiencia. Yo descubro que todo lo que necesito está dentro de mí en este momento. Cuando perdono el pasado, encuentro que no tengo nada para espiar o escapar. Olvidando mi antigua persona, yo descubro mi verdadera persona. Yo tomo dominio en mi vida. Los hábitos antiguos no tienen poder sobre mí. Las condiciones no tienen poder sobre mí. Las personalidades no tienen poder sobre mí. Yo tomo dominio. Soy entera, soy libre, soy completa. Ahora y para siempre es así. Sí, Gracias.
Good morning, everyone. Buenos dias. Um, my name is Reverend Dereca. I'm the senior minister here at East Bay, and I just wanted to take a moment to say that we say it in Spanish. We say it in Spanish for our community here and for our community that is under attack under this regime. We say it in Spanish for everyone in every detention center sent there by this government everywhere in the world. We say it in Spanish in solidarity with those who feel that perhaps there is nobody's watching, nobody's paying attention. And we hope that we can teach this consciousness to the world so that wherever they are, they know the truth. They are whole, complete, and free. And so that is. I just wanted to say that. That's not on the agenda here. So I better look at the agenda so I can get back on it. Reverend Arlene, yes, we're doing first time. Yes, great. If you are here, you know, sometimes when Spirit says speak, why do we say it in Spanish? Why? We have reason more than ever. We always said it because Reverend E taught us to say it, because Reverend E is a mystic who knew before this moment ever came what it would mean for us to be inclusive, not in theory, not in ideology, but in practice. So we've been saying it in Spanish for how long? A long time. But when I got here, I wanted us to say it every week because, like pronouns, my pronouns are she or they. When folks are under attack, you make an effort to say, we're going to center you right now, right here and right now. We're going to let you know where your friends are. We're going to put the signs up outside the door that say, this is a private space, and that's a message to ICE to say, you can't just come in anywhere in here. And I've been watching and studying. We've been watching and studying people who stand up and speak out. And some of them get arrested. And sometimes those folks just go and skitter away because they know they don't have the proper documentation, the proper signage. And when you know the law, sometimes that does help. So we're going to be those folks that what we do, we stay ready so we don't have to get ready. Amen? All right. Look, I get to go and I get to the old church. Amen? Can I get an amen? Am I in here by myself today? Am I the only one? Is there any witness in the congregation today? All right. If you are here for the first time, you came on a good Sunday. Would you please stand and just remain standing so we can give you a gift? Wow. 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 We're going to need more bags, East Bay. This is you. There's one right here in the front. There's two right here. We're going to need more bags. Beautiful, beautiful. This is your consciousness, East Bay. Thank you for bringing folks with you. If you did not get a bag, raise your hand so I can. Okay, great. All right, everybody's got some. Thank you so much. Can we give it up for our ushers and greeters? You know, people come here for the music, amen, for the choir, and Mighty Big God and Siahamba. They come here for the message, but they also come here for the community. And it's because of how wonderful and welcoming you are, and our ushers and greeters are the first line of that. Now, we have a whole thing we do as part of that welcoming, so I'm going to ask you folks with bags and lays if you'll stand up one more time so we can give you the official East Bay welcome. One more time, if you'll stand up. East Bay, turn around and make sure everybody's got somebody looking at them. The people might be right behind you. We got a lot of folks here today. You got to make sure they got eye contact with somebody. And here's what we want to say to you. Welcome to East Bay Church. The God in us recognizes the God in you. We see you. We know who you are. Welcome home. CSL is just on a pop culture roll right now. CSL is the Centers for Spiritual Living, and that is the name of our global movement. And we are a part of that. So this is East Bay Church of Religious Science, a Center for Spiritual Living, just for that whole mouthful for the time being anyway. And the theme for CSL this month is Glow Up. How many people know what a glow up is? This is like an age poll. This is like a how connected are you to the next generations type of thing. So I was given some information because I had, to get it right. And it actually comes, and let me tell you, we get a guide every month from CSL about what the theme is and all the, things to teach or blah, blah, blah. In the guide, in addition to the dictionary.com definition, which I'll give you later, it also references that it originally comes from a Chief Keef song. Now, if you know who that is, then you know that's a really big deal. I love my CSL community because they are making sure that we give attribution to the hip-hop artists who actually created the term glow up. Now, we're not going to play no Chief Keef songs in here, just so we're all clear. But we are going to acknowledge if we appropriate a term that came from the hip-hop community, I just want to give CSL a shout-out for choosing glow up and acknowledging Chief Keef in their thing. But when we glow up, we celebrate ourselves in the way that we actually are deserving of this light. We are deserving of this love. We are deserving of recognizing ourselves as the I am consciousness. And so the choir, under the direction of Reverend Queen Michelle Jordan, is coming now with two powerful selections celebrating our glow up.
Dereca. I need to say this first song that we're offering bringing to you is written by our own Trevor Justice. Trevor Justice has been a member of East Bay Church for many years, over the last 20 years, a singer-songwriter, and has been asking us to do his song. So here we are today singing, I Am Deserving. Say that back. I am deserving. Deserving of love. All right, Trevor Justice.
I am deserving. I am deserving. I am deserving of love. My heart is worthy. My heart is worthy. My heart is worthy of love. I am deserving. I am deserving. of love. My heart is worthy. My heart is worthy. My heart is worthy. My heart is worthy of love. I'm worthy of attention and care when I need it. I'm willing to ask for what I want and receive it. I am deserving. I am deserving of love, of love. I am deserving of love, of joy, deserving of joy, of joy, of joy. I am deserving of joy, of kindness. Let's do kindness.
Of kindness I am. Of love, of love.
Of love. I am deserving of love.
Check, check, check. Check, check, check. Bring it down, band. Let's give it up for Trevor Justice. He has much more in his arsenal, and we hope to bring it to you as we move on in this music ministry. This song is called it's called Standing in Dominion. I believe it's written by Ricky Byers. But get ready. Are you ready, choir? 1, 2, 3. I am standing in dominion and authority, standing in the truth of my divinity. I am standing in dominion and authority, spreading joy, peace, and love God has made. I am the light that shines to brighten the bleak. I am the power of love to strengthen the weak. I am the faith that lives and embodies the meek. God moves in me and all those who truly seek. I am standing in dominion and authority, standing in the truth. Yeah, I am standing in authority, spreading love, joy. Hey, I am more powerful than I can conceive. The power of one flows through you and me. Divine consciousness is alive in me. God moves as me to be the change that this world needs. Oh yeah. Yeah, 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 yeah. Hey, come on, y'all. I am standing in dominion and authority. Authority. Standing, peace and love, God. Say it again. I am standing in dominion and authority. Standing in the truth of my divinity. I am standing in dominion and authority. Standing for peace and love, God. All the low voices standing. low voices. Standing in dominion. Low voices. Standing in dominion and authority. Sing this part, Tyrone. Say, standing in dominion. Come on. Standing in dominion. Say, standing in dominion and authority. Altos, altos. Standing in dominion. Come on. Standing in dominion. Come on. Standing in dominion and authority. Sopranos, sopranos. Standing, standing, standing and authority. One more time, say. Standing, standing, standing and authority. From the top, everybody. Standing in dominion. Hey.
Standing in dominion.
Hey.
Standing in dominion and authority.
That is the East Bay Church Choir. Show enough. Show enough. Show enough. Show enough. I want, Simon Russell, come on back over here. Come on back, come on over here. I want to take my time with this today, yes. I want to take my time with this today. I want to be really abundantly clear. One second. I want to be abundantly clear about something. This choir is the best thing going. This choir, hold on one second. This choir is the best thing going. And all of these people here come and they rehearse and they volunteer their time and they give their love and their heart and evidently their original compositions to make this joyful noise that is the legendary East Bay Glow Up. And they do it under the direction of the ordained Reverend Queen Michelle Jordan. And I want you to see this love. I want you to turn around and see this love right here. Yes, yes, yes. I want you to see this love right here. And I know what you want to do, and I'm going to do it, but you're just going to have to you just got to, because this is the great leaders are always pointing to the greatness around them. That is what's happening. And so you got to let me point to you. I know. I know who you are. I know who you are. I've been knowing. Yesterday at Reverend Francione, we're going to get to that, but at the service yesterday, I thought Reverend Michael Beckwood was going to fly out of there. Reverend Queen Michelle got to sing in my help, which, just so you know, I told him I was not graduating from ministerial school unless she sang it. When I graduated from ministerial school, she came up there to Santa Rosa and sang it. And yesterday, Reverend Dr. Francione had a beautiful send-off, and we thank you, Queen Michelle, for what you have done to celebrate all of us. Yes. Now, we also want to get to these brothers up here. We need to talk about these brothers up here. Because if you think they're here for the money, you don't know what they're getting paid. They are here because they love this mission. They love this choir. They love Reverend Queen Michelle, and because they love you so much that they sacrifice a lot. And I just wanted to stop and say my appreciation for their dedication, but also for their craftsmanship, for the quality of what's going on up here. And thank you to the support that we give for our music ministry, because your gifts is why we have a house band. And so we're thankful that y'all have rocked with us through the hard times and through some, like me trying to get myself together. But this piano, this bass, and these drums right here, Simon Russell, James Jeffley, and Martin Trousseau, this is your East Bay house band. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, brothers, so much. I appreciate you. Simon was Employee of the Week where? Oh, here. Yes. Okay. Yes. Yes, it's big. Yes, Employee of the Week plus. Yes. This is what we call a glow up. I'm going to read you the definition, but that's the glow up right here. Dictionary.com defines a glow up as an informal term for a positive personal transformation, typically one involving significant changes in appearance and style, and often also growth in confidence and maturity, and sometimes aspects of personal or professional life. I am really blessed by the 50 years of legacy that is this church, and particularly blessed by all of the amazing musicians and groups and soloists that I've had the opportunity to be blessed with in my 2 years here on this stage. And I'm so grateful that we have a house band, a choir, a music ministry that has represented the consciousness and the culture that is East Bay in such a powerful way. This is the glow up right here, is that we sound like we feel. And so today, I want to, as I talk about glow up, I want to talk about what it is to really move in a stealth kind of way of transformation. I don't know if James Glenn is here, but we're sending our prayers to him wherever he is. But he talks about being a Jedi. And you know that when I talk about DEI, which is part of my history and profession, I put the justice first. So we're Jedis, right? This is how we're moving. And there is a stealth element to how we teach this philosophy. So I want to start, because it's First Sunday, and I'm going to make this a tradition. On First Sunday, I'm going to start with Ernest Holmes. So everybody can know, I promise, okay? Y'all can remind me if I forget, but I'm not going to forget. And can we talk to God? Ernest Holmes writes, love does not overcome hate and fear through controversy, argument, or force, but by a subtle power of transformation, transmutation, and sublimation. Love does not overcome hate and fear through controversy, argument, or force, but by a subtle power of transformation, transmutation, and sublimation. It is invisible in its essence, but apparent through its act. As light overcomes darkness, and as the presence of heat warms a cool room until it is comfortable, so the radiant act of love and peace dissipates fear, hate, and confusion. It dissipates it. Do you understand what I'm talking about? Because this thing where we want to fight fire with fire, where we want to hate on hatred, Anybody hating on hatred? Yeah, that's not how that works. Hatred doesn't cast out hatred. Only love can do that. That's Dr. King. Darkness doesn't cast out darkness. Only light can do that. Right? And so this is our time now. The world is calling us, saying, aren't you the ones? I was talking to Reverend Michael, and we were talking about Joel Osteen. And he shared this story that he had met someone who knew Joel Osteen's father, and on his desk, he had The Science of Mind textbook, which is not for the faint of heart. The Science of Mind textbook is a real situation. I'm doing practitioner 2 studies now and preparing our folks who are ready to come in for licensing, and it's no joke. I'm back in it going, oh yeah, I remember this, okay. And somebody said to the father, I said, this is our stuff. Somebody who practiced Science of Mind, this is our stuff. You're reading our book. And he said, yeah, I actually practice this. I don't know what y'all doing with it. I'm reading it because I actually believe it, and I'm living it, and I'm practicing it. Now, we calling it Christianity, but this is why Joel Osteen got such pushback, because he was teaching metaphysics, and the traditional Christian community said, wait a minute, you're not talking about heaven and hell. You got to talk about heaven and hell. Let me tell you, the heaven and hell is like a third edition of the Bible. You know what I mean? Like it got added in later. It's all a part of Zoroastrianism. Look it up later. You know, that's just added on. That was somebody else's revision, it's history to the thing. But what we're talking about here is, are we practicing this philosophy in this moment right now? Because this is the moment where people of faith are having to decide what we really believe. I saw thank you, Christy, thank you, who else has been sending, people who are sending me little memes and stuff that I'm like, ooh, this is good stuff. Here's another good one. Being a Christian, a follower of Christ, is not about loving Christ. It's about loving Judas. You want to be Christ-like. You don't love Christ. Christ wasn't like, oh, you want to be like me, love me. Being Christian, for those of y'all that's still claiming that particular mantle, is about loving Judas. It's about being up on the cross, being crucified, and praying for them people that is called thieves that is right next to you. It's about praying for those that spitefully use you. I'm just saying, pick a topic. You want to be religious sciences? Here's what that says. You want to be Christian? Here's what that says. Judge not, lest ye be judged. I'm just saying, you can pick whatever faith you want up in here. Ernest Holmes is not interested in your dogma. He's interested in your life. What kind of life do you have? How does your faith impact your thinking? How does it impact your speech? How does it impact the quality of outcomes in your life? Are you using the stuff that you believe? Because it's a couple basics. There before the grace of God go I. Well, it's a couple basics. What you do to the least of these, you do unto me. Let he who is without sin. I mean, I know a couple of y'all have talked to me like you might actually walk on water, but I ain't seen it. And I expect you to call me. I'll take that. Okay. All right. Well, we'll deal with that. Thank you. Okay. I asked for something. Hunia, can y'all just give Hunia a round of applause? Because I'll be up here making hand motions. And she's always there trying to help me figure it out right from where she is. And I've seen her talk to 3 people to try to make sure I had what I needed, but it's not in evidence yet. So God will bring it when I'm supposed to have it. Praise God. This thing that Ernest is talking about, he says it's invisible in its essence. But what we're looking for in religious science is the evidence of the thing. It's apparent through its act. Thank you. See how God is? It says it is invisible in its essence, but apparent through its act. This is what we believe about spirit. And when I was coming up in Unity, which is Christian New Thought, they would say to us, you may be the only Bible somebody ever reads. So how would somebody know that you metaphysical, that you practice new thought, that you believe that God is the only power in your life? I mean, you say it, but how would we know that? I love when Trump got elected the first time, and everybody would do it before the election, was wringing their hands that the sky is going to be over. It's all going to end if he gets elected. And she said, people, we are not electing God. Because somebody's got to have a higher authority. Somebody's got to say, there is something that I believe in right now that's way more powerful. And most of us, if we telling the truth, got a testimony of how we know how powerful it is. I mean, we upset about a regime that is impacting a whole lot of people, but some of us been through something in our house. In our house that we had to pray our way through. Anybody been through something in their house? Look around. You understand? So either you believe in a duality where there's an evil that has power, or you believe God is the only power. Now would be a good time to choose. Because if you're going to give all this power to a president or a Supreme Court or some thugs in mass snatching people off the street, if you're going to give them all the power, well then you ain't even got to be bothered with no faith. Because this is the moment for us to decide that our thoughts are things, that they are powerful, that our prayers matter, that our collective intention matters to the appearance. That's the act. See, the invisible in the essence is the thought. See, that's why they call this thing the science of the mind. What do you believe? So this is the place where we come and get back in tune with what we really believe. So first off, before we get to go forgiving other people, let's start with forgiving ourselves. Let's start with forgiving ourselves. Thank you so much for this beautiful song, because I am deserving is the ultimate glow up right there. I mean, this question of who's deserving of love, because somebody has told some of us a story that we're not deserving. Because we not like our sibling. Because we not like they expectations. Because we not like they first girlfriend. Because some of us have told us a story that because of what we haven't achieved in school or in work, or the money we don't have, or the looks we think where we're supposed to be bigger or smaller or something else besides how we are, darker, lighter, pick a thing, that we're not deserving of love, of prosperity, of health, because we ate that McDonald's, so now that's why you're sick. You see how that sounds coming out your mouth from the pulpit? It don't even sound right coming out my mouth, does it? Now, I'm not saying that food doesn't matter, because Reverend Michael got me on about 13 supplements now, and my whole life has changed, and I'm like, okay, I believe that food matters, but I believe that the hostile spirit that would condemn somebody else's body is more toxic than the McDonald's. That's what I believe. I believe I'm deserving of love, whatever drive-thru I went through. That's all I'm saying. But here's what I know. Here's what I know is some of us are busy looking for ways to judge. You trying to find who is not as spiritual as you, who go to the church that you would never go to, who watch the program that you would never watch. That's me. I'm guilty. I have judgment about the housewives. I'm trying y'all to understand. Pray for me. Pray for me. I have judgment. This, what we watching? So I have judgments. But the thing is to realize that your tendency to want to judge is about you, not about them. You not helping with your shaming and blaming and judging and scrutinizing and your extra detail to how somebody else messed up does not make you smarter. It makes you lost. Because the mission that we on right here and right now is to be about the business of seeing God in everyone, because that's the transformation. That's the thought, invisible in its essence, that then shows up through its action. Because if you believe in God in everyone, then you're embracing people when they come in the door instead of sizing them up. If you believe in God and everyone, then you're looking for the pathway to forgiveness instead of the pathway to condemnation. I'm talking about your thinking now and how it shows up in your life, because you wonder about the dis-ease that's rampant in our community. Yes, some of it is the food. You should pay attention to the things that you crave and whether they're addiction. That's an important thing. They got meetings for that. It's a good thing, right? I'm just learning to listen to my body as a source, as the voice of spirit. Just going, oh, my body has wisdom. And it will say, that thing right there, we're not eating that again. The last time I ate that, I got a headache immediately. But what do? We just eat more and more and more and more. Because then we'll have like after the headache, it's the comatose, right? The sugar crash. And then you be like this. But this is what we do. It might not be eating for you. It might be drinking. It might be sex. It might be, yes, she said it. It might be anything that is numbing you out to the wisdom of your spirit trying to speak to your mind. Your spirit is trying to speak to you right now about what is best for you to do. And what I want to tell you is, if it's telling you you're not deserving, that's not your spirit. That inner small voice is there to encourage you, just like the choir is encouraging you, just like the messages encourage you, just like a practitioner will take you right behind here and tell you the truth about whatever condition it is that you came in here with. And so I'm excited for this month and the opportunity to celebrate the possibilities, the limitless possibilities of transformation. Because that's what this philosophy is all about. The first class that we teach here is called Change Your Thinking, Change Your Life. And it's really just that simple. That's the crux of the whole teaching. Jesus said, it's done unto you as you believe. That's it. So what do you believe? And you could reverse engineer a little bit and look at your life. It might tell you. It might tell you where your fears are. It might tell you where your judgments are. It might tell you where your gratitude is, because that's the antidote. Just be grateful. Can we just start with a little gratitude every day, end with a little gratitude? Just that practice to wake up in the morning and wiggle some toes and be grateful for each one. Just to practice at the end of the night to count some people that you love or that love you. And if you got one that you love or one that loves you, that's a lot to be grateful for. In this world right now, I'm grateful for this church. I look around, we do our prayer circle for everybody that volunteers for Sunday service in the morning. And I just said, everybody, we usually pray, we close our eyes. And I said, everybody just look around and see how God showed up here today. Just look around here. Just eyeball somebody. This is your chance to stare. Just go on, just look around at how God showed up. And I want you to see the radical miracle that is this place we call East Bay. Right? How many people here come from a Christian background? Raise your hand. Look around. Okay, put your hands down. Anybody study Buddhism here? Look around. Look around. Look at that. Put your hands down. Anybody ever study Islam in here? Look around. Put your hands down. Anybody study any indigenous traditions, Ifa or other? Look at that. We need more teaching of this here. Can I just say that here? Judaism. Anybody study Judaism here? Look at that. Right? Hands down. Catholicism. Yes. Okay, a form of Christianity, but yes, we get y'all special Catholic Christians. Catholics are special Christians. I do know that Catholics are special Christians. I understand. I understand. It's all right. Race is a big divider in the United States, but religion is one of the biggest dividers in the world. And when you look in this room and you see the races and the sexual orientations and the genders and all the religious traditions, we are the answer the world is waiting for. That's what they fighting about all over the world. This is it. Because we believe in truth wherever it's taught. And so people could come here with whatever truth they've been taught. I'm learning Hinduism. Anybody else study Hinduism? I'm so excited. Me and Jen Johns have chanted every morning. Hunia came and chanted. We're going to have chanting at my house because I'm loving this opportunity. And this is why I am a religious science, why I study Ernest Holmes, is because the theme for our whole CSL movement next year is open at the top. And that was one of Ernest Holmes' key beliefs, was that we should not create a religion with some more dogma that tells people what they ought to believe and that you're wrong if you don't believe thus and such. So people who want to be Ernest Holmes purists, there's no such thing, because Ernest Holmes was open at the top. So wherever truth is taught, that's what we're going to teach here. And I want you to be a respecter of your own truth, to get engaged and involved in that. And so to do that, sometimes I invited you last week to just turn off some of the stimuli that's coming at you now. Sometimes you got to go into a prayer closet or out into the woods or off by the beach or somewhere alone for a second and just be alone with whatever you call spirit. You need that time. Because all we here to give you on Sunday is just like a booster shot, just a reminder of who you are. A little song to sing during the week, a little message to give you some light, a little opportunity to be in the flow of gratitude and giving. That's what we're doing here on Sunday. But the real work is with you and you. What do you believe? And how does what you believe shape what you say? How you love? How you respond to the news? All of it. How you treat your body. What does open at the top mean? It means that we believe in truth wherever it's taught. And so we believe that God is personal to all who feel this indwelling presence. God is personal. It's not up to me to tell you what God is or even whether you use that word. I know a couple of you in here like, spirit, can we just try love or spirit or something else? And I appreciate that feedback because it's not about my word. And this is what I'm so grateful to Reverend E and to Reverend Dr. Francione and all of the saints who created this place where we could ask for all those hands, and everybody of all those different faiths could raise their hand and say, I study this and I worship here. When I tell people I'm on the mayor's committee and they want to, do interfaith stuff, and Reverend Dr. Amandra and I go over there, and they're trying to think about how to create what we have every Sunday. Do you understand what I'm saying? How do we get the church, the people of different faiths, to talk to each other? I'm like, we talking to each other. We right here talking to each other. Because what the new world order is all of these divisions that these politicians are trying to make. Let me tell you why they're pedaling so fast on that hamster wheel. Because we're starting to come together. We're starting to see ourselves as one. We're starting to say, I don't like the version of religion where I got to hate people who don't believe what I believe. I want something else. And we coming together from all of the faiths, from Buddhism, from Islam, from Judaism. It's the Jewish people that are speaking out the loudest against genocide. There are people who are coming forward from every tradition and say, no, you're not about to teach me hate and division no more. I'm not doing that. And so where can I go? Where can I go where everybody is treating everybody like human beings? Right here. Now. We ready to extend that to all the political parties? Because I told you last week, and I'm going to say it as often as I can until we get this. Bring me the mama of the baby that don't want the baby split in half. That's the Bible story. Talked about it last week. There's a story in the Bible, 2 women claiming to be the mother of a baby, and the judge says, okay, I'll split the baby in half. Each of you can have half. And one woman says, all right. And the other woman says, no, no, no. No, give it to her. Because I'd rather have her have it than have it be split in half. If we are going to heal this nation, somebody's got to decide to reclaim all those people who are lost and involved in the persecution of others and believe in not only their humanity, but their divinity. So what does that mean? It means they must be confused about the truth, not evil. There's a big difference. There's a big difference because evil has to be fought and destroyed. Did you hear? Love does not this is Ernest Holmes, in case y'all be thinking it's me. Love does not overcome hate and fear through controversy, argument, or force. You can't force this out. That's all we've been doing in this two-party system. I'm going to force you out, and then I'm going to force you out, and then I'm going to force you out, and then I'm going to force you out. Somebody's got to say, what is the humanity of all the people involved? Somebody's got to speak to the dignity of all the people involved. That's how we got everything we ever got. And it took it was long, it was hard. It was 4 little girls blown up in a church before somebody said, okay, enough is enough. But that was the humanity that we were speaking to. That's what we spoke to, the moral authority. We said, we believe in God, the living spirit, almighty, one indestructible, absolute, and self-existent cause. This one manifests itself in and through all creation, but is not absorbed by its creation. The manifest universe is the body of God. It is the logical and necessary outcome of the infinite self-knowingness of God. What does that mean? The logical and necessary outcome of the infinite self-knowingness of God. God knows. It don't make sense to us right now. How could people vote this way? How could people act this way? How could people hate this much? It doesn't make sense to us. This is not the first time it didn't make sense, y'all. It's not the first time. Some of us been on this train in America for a very long time. And we have seen, I'm going to call it the glory of the coming of the Lord. We have seen the veil lifted from people's eyes who were drooling with hatred. I remember when the skinheads started coming out of their tattoos and growing their hair back and apologizing for the hatred. You don't remember how we got over everything we've been through? You don't remember all the homophobes who were suddenly like, oh, my cousin is gay. You don't remember? Oh, I do oh, you mean the choir director? Oh, I like him. You don't remember? We have been down this road where we have had to change the minds of hateful people before. We cannot give up so easily. It's too important. We cannot get in the clown car with them. We cannot get in the clown car with them. You want to call somebody a clown, you got all these names for people. That is you getting in the clown car with them. Listen, I'm not above this. Trust me, I have moments. But I really believe in this stuff. And you are why. Because if we really told the truth, some of us in here been hateful. If we really told the truth, some of us still working through some of them things I listed. If we really told the truth, we know some people in here, voted differently than we did. We already know that. And so if you want to start, just start loving the people in this room. Just start right here. Because if every single person stood up and told their story, we all fall short. We all fall. I could start. Y'all not ready. Y'all are not ready for your minister to tell you the truth about everything she done ever done, and they say that's inappropriate, but let me just say I fall short of the glory, right? And so this is our opportunity to really be in our glow up. It's not from the fake space of I have transformed because I got a makeover. The transformation is believing that I'm deserving regardless of all that I've said, all that I've done, all the quote-unquote mistakes I made. Thank God Ricky Byers said no mistakes have been made in God. Thank God for that song. No mistakes. We're deserving. All of us. All of us. All of us. All of us. Thank you. Carol. Thank you. So I want to take a moment to give thanks. Yesterday was the celebration of life for Reverend Dr. Francione. And we had a marvelous, marvelous opportunity there to celebrate her. And I invited Carol, who I'm just call her Minister Carol today. Because Reverend Carol, Pastor Carol, Sister Carol did a libation yesterday that was so powerful. I'm grateful for Elder Harriet, for Reverend Arlene, for D. Jacqueline, for everybody. I'm sure there's Reverend Queen Michelle, the choir, so many people who showed up yesterday and were a part of celebrating Reverend Fran. Her family was very grateful. But I've invited Carol to come and just share a couple words. And we also have this beautiful picture that Reverend Fran made. And just looking at it, so this will be hanging in our bookstore, and just looking at it, doesn't it feel like her coming to look? It's her looking at her children, but aren't we her children? And so I just see her there in that angelic presence, in the ark of the light, coming in her white to be with us today. I'll turn into Carol. Thank you.
Blessings, blessings, blessings. Thank you, Reverend Dereca. She texted me and asked me if I would come and say something about Reverend Francione. And I was like, yeah, well, I was feeling like, God, I want to rest. And Spirit said, stop playing. So I said, okay, I'm on my way. So, oh, wow. I still, Reverend Francione is here. Oftentimes when people transition, I might say, oh, I'm in a little denial or whatever it is. But she is here. And when I was in preparation for libation, I often just walk with the ancestors and call them and who wants to come on and who's, so they all showed up. And so Reverend Francione was, I had the honor of being a TA for her for many of the classes that she taught here. And Reverend Dereca and several of us have been TAs with her. And one of the things that I just feel called to share is the intentionality of preparing for what it is that we are called to do and be. It's more than just, I'll just show up and let it be. When we do those things, when we do show up and it just pours forth, it's out of preparation. It's out of all of the years and the moments of interactions, of study, of thinking, of caring about the thing that we are called to do and be. And so she would say, oh, okay, you're going to TA? Okay, we're going to meet these days before class begins. She would have this ream of outlines. And I'm like, oh, because I'm a teacher, I've been a principal, a coordinator, all of this. And I'm like, oh, this is a real educator right here. Yes? And it was practically scripted out. Now, these are the types of things that some people, when I do those things, I'm thinking, oh, they're thinking I'm doing too much. But it is the intentionality. And so when I think of the leaders, and I was saying, is that of that generation? Right? The things that happened during the second or third civil rights movement in the 60s, and when they would say, no, we need to be intentional about these things, where they showed up, what they said, what they did, the schools that they went to, the freedom schools, the underground schools that they went to, all of that was intentional. Reverend Francione was intentional in all that she did. And she would say, I said, yeah, you said you're retired and you're doing this, that, and the other thing. She says, yes, well, wherever Spirit says to go, I go. And I do the thing. And we just need to know that where we are sent, where we are called to be, and what we are called to do, that we are prepared, that the resources, the people, the angels, the guides, whatever it is that is necessary for it to have the intended outcome is already done in mind. And yes, we get to show up, but we also get to prepare. We get to be intentional. We get to be on purpose as we are in purpose. So I just give thanks for Reverend Fran. Sion. The Sion is Christ and I are one. Okay? That's why she called herself Francione. And you'd be like, well, what's your last name? Francione. And so, intentionality in everything means something. It does something. Words matter. Consciousness matters. Presence matters. Your presence today and each and every day and each and every moment, wherever you are, matters. So thank you, Reverend Dr. Francione.
Yes, let's have a standing ovation for Reverend Dr. Francione, three-time minister at East Bay Church, Minister Emerita at OCSL, former minister at CSL Davis, teacher of students and teacher of teachers, creator of the diversity curriculum, artist, mother, daughter, teacher, Aunt Nui, inspiration, and presence here at East Bay. We are, I said, you shall know them by their fruit. We are her fruit. Thank you also to Dr. Sandra, who spoke on her yesterday, Kev Choice, Jen Johns, Queen Michelle. There was so much celebration of her, and I just wanted her to feel our love for her today. Let's take a moment to go within. The service is on YouTube also, so you can still see it. It was wonderful, magnificent. Did I say D. Jacqueline officiated and was amazing? Prayers to Sunshine Michelle, who had a health challenge, and we are knowing she's well and whole. She wasn't able to be there, but Reverend Michael was the speaker, and it was just so much, so beautiful. So many people came. Her sisters from Alpha Kappa Alpha. I know Precious was there with her white on, making sure that they were represented, and it was a beautiful thing. And her family, her beautiful boys who she loved so much, were both there, and of course, and Aleem and Fred. And our heart goes out to the family because we claim Reverend Fran, but she does have a biological family. She is our Nui, and people, we want to remember them at this time. So you may be seated. Thank you, Reverend Fran. We love you. Practitioners, if you may stand. It's Practitioner Sunday. And so practitioners some of them are wearing white, and some of them are just bright in their white and their light. But we thank them all. Yes, can we have a round of applause for our practitioners? When we talk about that invisible essence showing up in action, these are the ones that are holding the space, that are holding the high watch, that are praying for all of us and available to pray with you individually. And so I just ask practitioners, if you, as Reverend Francione would say, come with me now. Come with me now. Come with me now. As we go into the upper room, into the chamber of the Most High. It's known by so many names. Some people call it spirit. Some people call it love. It doesn't matter to us what you call it. What matters is that you know it, that you love it, that you call upon it in this time, in this hour. There are people with prayers in this prayer box, and we bless them. And we join our consciousness with theirs and say the only thing God ever says is yes. Yes to answered prayer. Yes to health and wellness and wholeness and healing. Yes to peace that passes all understanding. Yes to prosperity. Yes to liberation and justice and love. Unconditional love. Building a bridge across these distances, across these political divides and these religious divides, and these divides, they're nothing to God. They're nothing. And so they're nothing to us either. We just know there's no big or small in God. There's no problem that we can't bring to the Most High inner chamber of our deepest consciousness and know the truth that God is all there is. There is no other power. And so we turn to this power and we use it now. Not just in some ideological way on the shelf on Sunday. We use it to create the life we want. How do we create change? We talked about it today. It's invisible. It's stealth. It's like the warmth in a room. It comes in, it creeps in, and it was cold, and all of a sudden it's comfortable. And this is what we're going to do for the whole world. We're just going to creep in. And we're going to stand in the back and be the presence of peace. And we're going to stand in the front and be the presence of love. And we're going to say, I'm not going to say that about those people, because here's what I believe. We're all God's children. And there before the grace of God go on. I remember when I was judgmental about somebody. I remember when I didn't understand immigrant issues, or I didn't understand what it was to be transgender. I know I got blind spots in my own consciousness, so I'm not going to judge them. I'm going to pray for them, because I know prayer changes things. This is how we're going to change it. First, in our own minds, and then in the whole world. So I'm so grateful for this teacher. I'm so grateful for Reverend Eloise as my teacher, because she made me pray for Johannes Meserly when I was fighting for justice for Oscar Grant. So I know what to do now. I know what to do. So I'm grateful for every prayer in this box and every prayer that's on your heart. Maybe there's a condition in the body, and it's time for it to leave, time for it to be moved, time for perfect healing and wholeness. And I know that the whole body temple is rejuvenated with new cells right now. Where is the disease? It ain't nowhere, because in the consciousness first, the whole body is transformed every single day. This is what we call the renewing of our mind. Where is the pain? Is the pain in the finances? This is looking kind of tight. We call that the race consciousness out there, and we do not believe in it, because we know in every single moment there is the possibility of transformation. That we creating a barter system now out here. We're sharing with each other in ways we never had before, because we're going to fill in whatever gaps they create, because it's what we've always done. We had so much with so little. I've seen it all over this world. People living on $1 an hour, and we think we can't live on 25. It's okay now if we come together just like we did in COVID. We learned how to come together in COVID and how to share and how to look out for one another. That's what happens when the world gets harsh. We come together closer. So amen to that. And so here I know what's the problem? Is it a problem of the heart? Is that where the pain is? Oh, but I am so deserving of love. And so it's all right if I set a little boundary and say, I'm not going to choose that treatment. It's all right. Boundaries are love. I say, no, I'm not going to choose that for myself, because I'm deserving of love. It is God's great pleasure to give me the kingdom. And so my right and perfect partner is looking for me just like I'm looking for that person. That's what I want you to say to yourself. My right and perfect partner is looking for me, looking for me. And sometimes they looking at you, wondering why you so mad. So I changed my own mind. That's all I got to do is share. Reverend, he said, bring me one person in the relationship who's willing to change. One person who's willing to see God in the midst of this, healing it, changing it, convicting themselves that they can be the presence of peace and the presence of love, and watch the whole thing turn around. That person is you. In case you're thinking it's them, it's you. You're the one that's here. You're the one that showed up. You're the one that came for the message. This is the message. Be the presence. Be the presence. Be the presence. Be the presence. Like Reverend Francione, let's be intentional about being the presence of God. The presence of, let's be prepared when we show up for what's coming. You can't open up the newspaper and then wonder why you're mad. That is your prayer request. If you're going to open it up, you got to be ready to pray. You better get your prayer beads in your hand. Get your Bible out before you turn it on. Be like, oh, what I got to pray about today? What I got to pray about today? That's what I'm going to do with it. I'm going to take it all to the altar and leave it there. That's what I was taught. My great-grandma used to play on the organ. What a friend we have in Jesus. All our sins and griefs to bear. What a privilege it is to carry everything. Aretha Franklin said everything to God in prayer. So here it is. The moment to be healed. The water is stirring. The water is stirring. Will you be healed? Wilt thou be made whole? It's just a changing of the mind. It's the changing of the mind. And my mind is changing. There's only one of us here, so there it is. I'm so grateful for this philosophy, for this church, for this congregation, for this Sunday, for this choir, for the AV team, for the folks in the parking lot, for people preparing food for us. Now I'm grateful for Reverend Arlene and this co-leadership model we have. I'm grateful for every practitioner who took the time to study and get this license, but more importantly, get this consciousness and practice it and practice it and practice it, because that's all we can ever do with it. I'm grateful for you because you said, I'm going to go to church this Sunday. I'm going to watch it online, or I'm going to watch it later. Wherever you are watching this, I'm grateful because this is it right here. The change the world is waiting for. We're doing it right now. We're setting the intention right now. We're setting the truth right now. And the actions will ripple out and follow. I release this word to the perfect activity of divine law, knowing that that's where the work happens. I trust God to perfect that which concerns me, which concerns my family, which concerns my church, which concerns my city, which concerns my country, which concerns the entire planet. And so it is. Chanting is wonderful. Come on, Reverend Arlene. Y'all give it up for Reverend Arlene. Sometimes we need extra prayers. Yeah, wear my shoes. I don't know. Jen Johns got me kicking off my shoes over here. I don't know. I thought glow up meant, they said I had to be, fancy, glow up, whatever. And I said, no, not that. It's offertory time. I'm going to give it to Reverend Arlene. Thank you.
Let's give Reverend Dereca some love, please. So continuing in this gratitude, I invite you to take a moment to breathe into gratitude. The gratitude that fills this sanctuary and beyond the walls. We know that Spirit is our source. And through each of us, divine abundance flows freely, joyfully, and generously. Just breathe that in, gratitude. Gratitude for this moment. And as we prepare to give, I invite the ushers to slowly come forward, and if you need an envelope, to raise your hand, and they will provide those with you and to you. And here at East Bay, there are many ways to give, and those will be projected on the screen shortly. But I want to talk a little bit about why we give. Obviously, there are expenses like in our own homes, but our giving goes beyond the building. It goes out into the streets and bringing those in who need us. Those in, are brought in through songs, through words spoken, as we heard today. We don't know who's coming in to know, but we know the door is open for all of us. So our gifts goes towards those who are coming and experiencing the love and the light of East Bay. And I invite you, there's no rush for this. We're here for you and with you. Yes. And at this time, let us affirm together. Our offertory affirmation will be on the screen. Divine love through me blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. So it is. So once the music starts, I invite the ushers to collect the giving. And we have just follow the ushers today. They're going to lead this process. We have tap to pay, the handheld for your card, your phone. And if you have a card you want to use, raise it up, phone, and they'll find you. And with this, we give thanks in our giving.
I'm deserving attention and care when I need it. I'm willing to ask for what I want and receive it. I am deserving. I am enough. I am deserving of love, of love. I am deserving of love, of love, of love. I am deserving of love, of love. I am deserving of love.
So if you still need to be served, raise your hand. I think we got everybody. Marlon's here. We have Pat. Could you just come down the middle aisle to the front? I'm going to bless all our gifts. Thank you.
I am deserving of joy. I am deserving of joy. I am deserving. I am deserving.
Joy,
I am deserving of joy.
joy, I am deserving. Come on, every voice. I am deserving.
I am deserving.
Kindness, kindness. Oh, we're still joining. Deserving. I am deserving.
Kindness.
Kindness.
I am
Deserving of kindness. I am deserving.
I am deserving.
Love.
I am deserving of love.
I am deserving. I am deserving.
I am deserving of
Of
Thank you again. And for this, we give thanks for the gifts, the giver, the divine flow, knowing that all of our needs are met. As we receive, we give back to the universe. And with this, I say amen, ashe, so it is. Thank you. We have a few announcements that we'll share with you, and we'll move on through this day. Reverend Dereca will meet you if you're visiting for the first time back near the front door where Reverend Anthony's standing. Reverend Anthony, could you raise your hand so people know where to go? Okay, great. All right, so as you know, Reverend Ona is having her ordination. If you didn't know, now you know. We'll be here next Saturday on October 4th celebrating her ordination, and October 11th. Yeah, today's right. October 11th, and if you haven't gotten your RSVP, please do so. We want to make sure we have seats for everybody as that attendance grows. So Reverend Ona, we will be celebrating her next Saturday from 2 to 4:30 right here in this room. And we're super excited to launch our Elder Glow. Imagine that. Gathering for women who identify as elders. That will launch next Sunday at 3 o'clock in the bookstore with Dr. Sandra and Reverend and Pat who are leading that. So looking forward to seeing all the women who fit into that category. Also on the third Sunday of this month, it's Men's Day. So we'll have Baba Greg Hodge, Reverend Dereca, Kelvin Potts, and the men's ensemble choir will be here singing for us, with us. So look forward to having you out on the third Sunday. So this is really something new. We've never done this in East Bay, and I'm super excited about it. We are going to have a campaign to acknowledge and honor our legacy leaders. Legacy leaders for us are anyone who's led a ministry more than 10 years, over the years. So what we like to do, if you know someone that you want to appreciate, I don't even think they have to be 10 years, just if it's 5. We want to show appreciation for our ministry leaders. So you can shoot your own video from home on your phone and send it in. You can also come out next Sunday because we'll be shooting videos of just gratitude for whoever you want to thank. And we'll broadcast those in the service during the rest of the month now in probably November too. We also have a special issue of the newsletter that will have us featuring some legacy leaders as well. But this is something new. We want to appreciate all the leaders who have come through East Bay, through ensured their time and talent. Okay. Yeah, you can get that one too. Okay.
Let's hold the slides for 1 second. I made myself a note up here and then took somebody else's copy of the thing. Just hold the slides for 1 second. I just want to take a moment to acknowledge some transitions in our community. We talked about Reverend Dr. Fran. You can take the slides down just for a second. We lost a beloved member. Well, we didn't lose anything, right? But in the body, Wilbert Lee made his transition a couple days ago, and we're so grateful for the legacy of his service. He and his wife, Rashida, who passed last year, and our prayers go out to his son, Wakil, and their family. So I wanted to let you all know, those who knew. And then also, Inez Washington, thank you. We lost Ida Wellington made her transition last month, and so Inez Washington, who is just a marvelous legacy of activism for the unhoused, as well as the keeper of the flowers here at East Bay for many, many, many years. And I need to say, and your what? And your wedding. Beautiful. Okay. All right. So several of you have reminded me to acknowledge folks. And so I might ask that you give us a little note sometimes if there's somebody who is requesting prayer or who has made their transition. Please give us a little note because I don't want to forget. And we really appreciate her. And I need to say that if anybody wants to take up the mantle of bringing flowers, we would love to have flowers here on Sunday. So thank you to Inez for her legacy and all that she did just as a member, because it's not always about what people did. It's just who they are. And so we recognize her for who she is, and certainly my beloved friend Wilbur Lee, and several folks. Thank you, Reverend Anthony and Reverend Eve, for being at the hospital with the family. A lot goes on here in this community, and so we appreciate your support. But I didn't want to let too much time go by without making sure you heard about that from us. Thank you. Oh, and one of the mentors for Reverend E, Reverend E still had mentors. When she became a minister, they told her, go find the most successful pastor in your city and ask him to mentor you. So she went to J. Alfred Smith, who was the founder, minister, one of the longtime ministers of Allen Temple. His funeral service, he made his transition at the wonderful age of 94, I believe, or 95. And his services will be on this Friday. Also, this Tuesday is the State of the City that Mayor Barbara Lee will be hosting, and I and several members of the community will be there. To that end, we can come back to the slides. Thank you, Brett, for being so flexible. It's just I didn't want to forget. How many people got their ballot in the mail? Okay. How many people sent it back already? Right. Okay. Let's look. Right. So you still have time if you need some support. It won't be until Thursday, October 16th, but we are going to have a guest speaker from Courage, California, who will help us demystify any questions you have about Prop 50. In the meantime, if you want to see Tiffany McClain is the head of our Sacred Activism Committee. Thank you to the 30-plus people who showed up for the last meeting, 40 people, and we're partnering with Heart and Soul and their Sacred Activism Committee, Imagining Justice, so we're doing some work with them together. But this is an event that we'll have in person at East Bay and on Zoom, 6 to 7 p.m., so it's an hour. You get in, get your information, and get out, demystifying Prop 50. So we want to make sure you understand the proposition, and how it aligns with our spiritual values. All right, Youth and Family Ministries open next week. We'll have our teen church, and third Sunday is our youth church. You remember how we used to have the prayer that we read every Sunday when you were wanting a new minister? Right? Remember that? You read the covenant. Thank you. Sorry. It's a covenant. I think I'm on the verge of having a covenant for our youth and family ministry, because I've been claiming that we are going to have it every Sunday since the day I got here. And I need all of your prayers so that we can get to the place where we can make that happen. Also, I have not forgotten about Saturday school. So for those of you who are interested in that, that is coming. So, and prayer is available after service. Practitioners, if you're available to pray, can you come to the front now, please? Thank you. There are practitioners available. They are coming, who are available to pray with you after service. These are powerful, powerful sources of clarity. This is what we do. Is whatever you got going on, it's kind of hard to see it rightly sometimes. Oh, look, you got the whole squad. Give it up for the East Bay Practitioner Corps. Look at that. So, I know it's after 12, but you'll be able to, it's a no-wait situation. If you get there right away, you'll have somebody wonderful to know the truth with you. And I'm so proud of our corps. Thank you for Reverend Deborah for doing our confirmation, and all of you for saying yes. All right. I think that's all. All right. You want to do our benediction? You want me to get back there? Yes, ma'am.
Let us all stand. And I invite you to look around the room and just shine some gratitude to whoever's next to you, in front of you, behind you. Just take that love that we received today out into the world. And in knowing this truth, we just give thanks for this day. Give thanks for the love that's been shared, the joy that we feel in this moment. And with this, I let you go into the world, taking it all with you, knowing that God is with us, Spirit is with us always, and so it is. And we are celebrating October birthdays today. Happy birthday.
Hey,